Chapter 14, Lesson 4, we're dividing a whole number by a decimal. We touched on this on Lesson 1, where we had to move the decimal over, and we had to move the decimal over on the whole number as well. So let's go ahead and get started. So we have 3 divided by 0.02. We cannot do this because we don't want a decimal out here. We want to get rid of it. The way we get rid of it is we move it to the right as many times as we need to until it's all the way at the end. So this one we move 2 times to the right. 1, 2. So now we just have a 2. Now we're going to move the decimal to the right as well with the 3. Now every whole number has a decimal behind it. You just don't see it unless you need it, which we do now. So your decimal is right there. So if I move this one 2 times, I'm going to move this one 2 times as well. And that just means I need to add 2 zeros and then move it over. 1, 2. So now this is going to be 300. The decimal's here at the end, but I'm not going to put it because I don't need it right now. But I know it's there in case I do. So then I go 2 into 3. Goes 1 time. I bring down my 0. 2 into 10 goes 5 times. That's 0. And I can't forget about this other 0. If I leave it at 15, the answer will be wrong because 15 times 2 is 30. So I'm going to bring down this 0, and 2 goes into 0 times. So the answer is 150. Notice I kept everything in line with these numbers here. You want to make sure it's straight in case you need to put your decimal, you don't put it in the wrong spot. Here we got 5 divided by 0.8. The first number always goes in the box. So it's going to be 0.8, and the 5 is inside. So I have my decimal out here, which I don't want, so I'm going to move it over 1 time, which means I have to move my decimal here. That's right behind the 5. Since I moved it over 1 time, I'm going to add 1 0 and move it over. So now I have 50 divided by 8. 8 goes into 50 6 times. Now I need to add my decimal because I need to add a 0. We do not want remainders. So I add my 0, bring it down. So now I have, before you do anything else, you want to make sure you put your decimal up here. Because if you do it last, you might put it here or someplace else and get the problem wrong. So now I have 8 into 20. Goes 2 times. I have 4 as a remainder, but we don't want remainders. So I'm going to add another 0, bring it down, and 8 goes into 40 5 times. So my answer is 6.25. It's important that you keep them in line with what you're doing. Because if you put the number in the wrong spot, your decimal will be in the wrong spot, and you'll get the problem wrong.
Attention parents that are on campus.
If you put your numbers in the wrong spot, your decimal will be in the wrong spot. So let's say here, you go 8 into 50, and you say it's 6. But you put the 6 there. I'm going to do this kind of quickly. And you're going to have an empty space right here, which you're probably going to put a 2 there, because you're going to say 8 goes into 20 16 times, you get 4. So you're probably going to come out with 62.5. So that's why it's important that you put it in the right spot, because if you do that, then your decimal should also be in the right spot. Let's take a look at some of your homework. We did some problems in class, so let's look at some of the other ones. We did 1 through 4 in class. They did these on their whiteboard. So let's take a look at number 5. 45 divided by 0.06. I'm going to move this over 2 times. So my decimal is here at the end. I'm going to add 2 zeros and move that over 2 times. So now my problem is 4,500 divided by 6. 6 goes into 45 7 times. Bring down the 0. 6 goes into 30 5 times. 0. Now I like to put the arrows because it tells me where the 0 goes. It also lets me know if I've used all my numbers, because I have to use all the numbers. If I leave it at 75, the answer is wrong, because 75 times 6 is 450. I have 4,500. So I'm going to bring down this other 0. 6 into 0 goes 0. So my answer is 750. So make sure you use up all the numbers and you keep them aligned right on top of each other. Let's take a look. Let's look at number 7. 19 divided by 0.7. Remember, the first number goes in the box. So what this is saying is 19 is divided by 0.7. Move it over 1. Add 1 0. Move that over 1. So my new problem is 190 divided by 7. 7 into 19 goes 2 times. 7 into 50 goes 7 times. Add my decimal. Put it up top. Add a 0. Bring it down. 7 and 10 goes 1 time. And then I'm going to run out of room. It's 3. Add another 0. 7 into 30 goes 4 times. I'll continue it over here. So I'm going to have to add another 0. And 7 goes into 20 3 times. Sorry, 2 times. Add another 0. And 7 goes into 60 8 times. This one looks like it's going to keep on going. We don't want to go out too far. We usually want to go out 2 numbers past the decimal. So hopefully if they watch this video, they'll know that number 7 will be 27.14. Number 7 goes on for a long time. Using a calculator, I got 27.14 or 1428571.429. Too long of a problem. Now here or even here, and I did tell them about rounding off. So even if they got 27.143, but all this other stuff is too much. So 27.14 is fine. And again, hopefully they watch this and they will come back with it correct. That's about it. Like I said, we did number 1 through 4 in class, and I did number 5 and 7 for them right now. So hopefully number 6 and 8 they can get done on their own. Again, check your answers with the calculator, but make sure you do the work. That way when you take your quiz, you should be fine.